Hey there, I'm Melissa Batt, the host of Priorities on Purpose, a podcast for overwhelmed direct sellers who want to grow their income, audience, and influence without sacrificing their mental health and main priorities. Whether you're just starting a new adventure or you're 15 years in and have already climbed the ranks, I want to help you have the life and the business of your dreams. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Or maybe you thought you had it and something changed. Whether you have your entire dream mapped out or have completely given up on all the possibilities, I'm here to remind you that God is bigger than the little box we put him in. This side gig is part of his plan. It's not your sole purpose, but it absolutely has purpose. As a Christian life and business coach, I'm here to help you get out of your head and live with intention so you can enjoy what matters most without the guilt. More time to do what you love, more peace, more impact, more money, and opportunities to give to those you want to help. I promise to be your hype girl, business bestie, and biggest cheerleader as I share proven and simple strategies that will be sure to help you live a fulfilled life with a strong, sustainable business. Are you ready to stop chasing all the shiny things and get laser focused? Put your earbuds in while you're cooking dinner or folding out laundry, and let's get to it, friend. This is one time when multitasking is actually going to be beneficial. So, Monday I spoke at our church. And I put so much effort into it and really oh my gosh, and it's funny because at the intensives, I can drill down. I am in my, there's no words for it. I can just do it. And it's so easy. I wouldn't say easy. It's still hard. It's somewhat intimidating sometimes, but it just comes and there's power and boldness that comes. But one of the strongholds I know the enemy has used against me is my insecurities within the church. And so speaking at the church, I don't know why, but it was so hard. And I think because I didn't grow up in church and I'm now learning not to keep myself from doing it. I do it anyway, but it doesn't mean it's easy. It means it's freaking hard. And so I went and I spoke and I was as prepared as I possibly could be. I was overthinking, do I talk about this? Do I talk about this? What do I talk about? I had so much written out and thought through, and I get up there and everyone said I did great, by the way. This is me, but I was so frustrated because I'm I just wanted it to be polished and curated more, and just professional. And I wanted that power and boldness that comes from me working with one-on-one clients and Success Lounge members, breakthrough members, my people. And I think that I don't know what the difference is. I'm still processing this, but one of the things that as I was talking to God about this afterwards, because I could feel my hands shaking a little bit, am I holding the microphone right? I was looking for validation, which is something that God has been telling me over and over and over and showing me you don't need validation. Don't look for it. Do not chase validation. Whether the validation comes from people paying you, or a promotion, or people saying, I see you, you did a good job, encouraging you, or compliments, or whatever. God is this is 3 years in of him not allowing me to have, especially when it comes to the church, that compliment or oh, I saw that. That was really good, and my flesh just craves that from the church, I think. And so God has not allowed that to be a thing. And so I really, I struggle with that. So anyways, long story short, I speak and everything. And afterwards I'm talking to God and I'm God, I just wanted it to be more polished. Why couldn't it be more polished? And it was he spoke to me plain as day and reminded me that my mission is to help other women become bold and speak. And for them to be able to do that, they need to see me do it with courage, not boldness. And what I see as weakness and insecurities, others see as authenticity. And in that, it's giving them permission to do it also. And I thought it was like, okay, God, like, yeah, bullseye, you hit it, because that is my mission, to help women speak and to walk it out in courage, even when they're not confident in it, even when they don't know what they're saying or whatever. Like when God says, say it, you don't look at what the results could be or the outcome or have any expectations. You just do it because God said do it. And so, of course, he's not going to let me show up polished, because there are other people in the audience that need to see me being 100% real so they can then see I can do it too. If she can do it, I can do it too, which has always been what I know God, like even in 31, when I still did 31, I would always say, like, if I can do this, you can do it too. And a lot of people will say it, but they also present themselves as like this elevated version that other people would be like, I could never do that. And in my weaknesses and the insecurities and the mess, others see the authenticity, and it will inspire them to know that they can do it too. When we're going into a new territory, which we should always be, if we're moving forward, we're always going to new ground. And we don't know how to navigate new ground. It's new. Like we need a map. We need to know, like we have to get curious. We have to look around. We have to ask questions. We got to do all those things. And so many times, like we want to get from 0 to 100 and arrive. You don't see my air quotes, but we want to arrive at the destination looking like we know what we're doing when we just got there. Why would we know what we're doing? Like, it takes practice. It takes doing it messy. And this week with the recital, this just hit me yesterday. Emmeline's recital, this is a new studio, and I've been like a ball of nerves trying to figure out all these little things. And I was talking to my mom and I was like, I'm so tired and just stressed out. And she's like, well, did you get enough sleep? And I was like, it's not that kind of tired. It's soul tired. Like my soul feels tired from doing hard things and navigating all this new stuff that I don't know what I'm doing. She's like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, for example, tights. She doesn't have new tights yet. Like the rehearsal is tonight. Like, how is she getting new tights? Like someone says they're supposed to be there, but I don't know for sure. So I have all of these what ifs and all of these things. And she's like, well, why don't you call and ask? And I was like, duh. Yeah, why don't I call and ask? So many times, and I notice this when I'm out of town also, and I'm like, on vacation or whatever, I want to look like I know where I'm going and what I'm doing. And I guess it's pride. I don't want people to think I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, but it's okay. Like, I shouldn't know what I'm doing. This is new. I used to have the fear of flying. And my biggest part of not wanting to fly, especially by myself, was I was afraid I'd get lost. Well, if I'm in a new location, like I'm going through a new airport, I might get lost. I might have to ask for help. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help because it's new. I've never been there before. Why do we put this pressure on ourselves and have this expectation of ourselves to show up like we already know what we don't know when we've never been there before? And I know that lots of you are in new territory and you don't know what you don't know, and you can't be discouraged and allow yourself to just live in that guilt of, man, I should have done better. You don't know what you don't know. You're learning. And that's part of it. It's messy. You just have to have courage and humility to walk it out and do it anyway and know that God has you, right? Keep your eyes on Jesus, not the waves, not the wind, not the people that are behind you or watching you, but your eyes straight on Jesus because he's directing your steps. He is going to protect you. That is a whole word, I think, for somebody. And again, that part of like, in my weaknesses, others see authenticity. Let's be real and don't be afraid to let people in. Hey friend, that's it for this episode. If you found value, I would love it if you could take a couple of seconds and leave me a quick review. While it may seem super simple, it is so beneficial and gives me the opportunity to help more women. Also, take a screenshot and share it on social media with your biggest aha today. Don't forget to tag me at MelissaBadOfficial so we can connect. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, friend, keep walking it out one baby step at a time because God's got you.